I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different today. I figured I'm gonna stream some TFT, obviously, but I thought I would do VOD reviews. I've been doing them for the last week. They've actually really helped me grow as a TFT player. In fact, I was hard stuck like low masters, and I have not bought forward in like what 8 games since I started VOD reviewing. And so here we are VOD reviewing. This is Setsuko. He's currently ranked 1 in North America. But yeah, no, I thought we would do a little VOD review. I don't know why I just fumbled over my words there. It's been a little while since I've recorded, so or streamed or anything TFT related. But I've been starting a lot of bow recently, and if you saw, there was a bunch of people crowded on bow there. Let me actually put it on 2x speed. I forgot. But he went glove here. I know Bebe thinks that glove is okay, and I think that's just because like you really like JG and you really like Last Whisper. Those are two of like the most important items in the game right now, I think, if you're going AP or AD. But also like you really do just want Last Whisper on almost any AD comp. You can play Belveth, you can play Samira, you can play Aphelios, or you can play like Laser Core or whatever, and you want Last Whisper in literally all of them, any AD comp. Or you want JG on like Misfortune or anyone along that lines. Now he's holding a bunch of Ashe. I'm slightly surprised he's holding on to this Sona. I would probably have sold the Sona and just grabbed Gangplank and Ashe right now. But now he can, well, no, I would still sell the Sona over LeBlanc, but now he is able to make the 2, and he also has Last Whisper, so, and a Sivir. So personally, I think he's actually in a pretty good spot to go like Laser Core. I would sell the Sona and level personally, and then I would put in Sivir. Yeah, there we go. Slam Last Whisper, and then you just hope for a Yasuo sometime soon. I do think Renekton's better over this Nasus, just because you already have a lot of damage from, you have Sivir and you have Ashe 2, and then you even have Gangplank 2, and whereas you just a little bit of healing that you would get from Renekton casting his cast once is just a little bit better than throwing another damaged semi-frontliner. I think Nasus does have like 5 more armor. I'm not sure. But yeah. But yeah, being able to go duelist with Neela here is infinitely better. He actually looks like he's positioning more towards a duelist comp, which makes sense. He's landing a lot of duelists. And he has a rod, which leads him into, he just needs armor for Locket, which is still pretty good for that line of thinking. It's been a while since I've really played around duelists. I think Zed's still kind of sus. I think he's a lot better in actually, I don't know. I think I feel like he's better in the Laser Core comp just because you have so many other people that can pick up the slack, whereas in the duelist comp I feel like it's purely based off of if Zed can kill the entire team before your backline, before your frontline just is fucking dead. So I'm not super sure if duelist is still a good comp. I haven't seen really anyone playing it, or in my lobbies people have just been going straight 8th. Another reason I think that like Bow is such a really good start is because Kai'Sa is such an insanely good unit, and it's really great to, if you aren't able to hit a lot of the things that you do want to play right now, like Belveth or Samira or any of the other AD comps. If you start Bow, you can just position to Kai'Sa, or if you find an early Kai'Sa, you can just position to Kai'Sa. And Kai'Sa can kind of use any frontline, so it's also really good in that aspect. It's kind of interesting that he's not making any gold here. And he's actually no, I do agree with that. I do think Ashe without Laser Core is insanely weaker than a Vayne 1. Ashe 2 is not that powerful if it doesn't have traits and a really strong frontline. I actually super agree with that. I would sell the Sivir here to make 10 gold. I would sell it. Oh, he sells the Renektons. I suppose that's fine as well. If you get the Sivir in, then you also get damage and healing. You can't do Kai'Sa now since we have the Last Whisper, but what, 4 duelists? 4 duelists is all right, and we're win streaking. You never think about like leveling here. That would be terrible. But I also slammed Gunblade. I didn't comment on this, but Gunblade, everyone's talking about Gunblade right now as like the most OP item in the unit in the game, which, you know, fair enough. It feels pretty good. It's like especially if you have like a unit that does a lot of damage out of their cast, it's like a double Bloodthirster. You get so much value. Becca was getting coached by K3 Soju, and he was like, you never slam Bloodthirster, because if you just get a rod, instantaneously your comp is double the healing, which pretty much is true. I don't know so much on Vayne, just because Vayne only does like 1 auto worth of damage, like every like four autos. So it's not quite as much healing as like you would get, but like Zed will sit there and he does so much damage out of his cast. That's kind of good. I've also seen this leveling to 6 on 3-1. I don't know if I'm not traditionally like taught in TFT or anything like that. So whenever I see some like leveling patterns and I'm like, I didn't learn that. So it's kind of cool to see people. If you are pushing like a win streak, you level on 3-1. I didn't used to do that at all, but now I do. Oh, it's my top ranked silver player. Man, I'm 200 LP Masters. Oh, Spirit of the Exile. Is that good? That has to be good in this position, right? He doesn't have Locket slammed. It might be bad though, because you can't slam Locket, right? Or you only get it on 3 people. Maybe you just don't need the attack speed on half your front line. Or any of your front line. I guess they are top speed. No, I'm talking about me. Oh, you're your favorite player? That's crazy. I'm just doing some VOD review. I thought it would be fun. Actually, a really good video came out from Bunny Muffins, where he talked about how you really get Challenger. And this is one of the things he really talked about. And I'm going to say, like, normally, I don't really feel like a lot of other TFT YouTubers, or even me sometimes, like, are actually helpful, like in real life. But that was one of the most helpful videos I've watched in a long time. Like, I feel like it's really helped me just learn on what I should be paying attention to and how I should be improving at my gameplay. Crazy that he loses here. I find that blue buff Zoe, it has a weird tendency. Oh, and LeBlanc. I mean, you can't take it away from LeBlanc there. Blue buff Zoe and LeBlanc have like weird spots where they just do infinite damage and there's nothing you can do about it. Like stage 3 really comes off as a pure like lottery sometimes on if someone hit LeBlanc 2 and just deletes your entire team. I should save you mine so you can see how horrible I am. No, you VOD review. You don't VOD review. This is good. I'm not trying to sound mean, but you VOD review like top players, so you can learn from them. I'm not trying to be mean. I promise. But it's like there tends to be a lot that you can't learn from, like when someone just makes a bunch of mistakes, you can go, yeah, well, that's a mistake, but you can't really go, oh, so that's what you were supposed to do there. You know what I mean? If you get Exiles, that would actually be really good as a third augment. That's what I would be hoping for over Locket. Because it basically gets you Locket value and you can keep on like spreading like this. I don't know what you're going to do with this blue buff. Or I mean, like this blue and Rod. Probably best is that you do dual carry Vayne and you give her like a blue buff or a Shojin. I'm not trying to be mean, Monakra. I promise. I promise. But like this is Setsuko #1 in North America right now on the ladder. See, and he played really strong early, and I think it actually does go to attest that Ashe 2 is not that valuable. I think it's so easy to overvalue how strong Ashe 2 is. She's not. She's not. She's good with her augment. She's really good at like being a backline constant like laser core unit. And she's good at being a semi-useful recon unit, but she is not in any way like a great carry, especially like after stage 2. No, you're fine. For me, I can mostly just learn throwing my head into a wall till it works. Okay, so he finally popped his tome. He got Thrill of the Hunt. Is he positioning towards Laser Core? Oh, he actually is going to go Laser Core. He positions back into Laser Core. That's actually really cool. Holy shit. I've been playing so much Laser Core recently, and I feel like everyone's just stopped. I feel like everyone's tried to force Kaisa so much recently, and I've been able to get like first, second, first. Just because I play Laser Core a lot. That's kind of why I like the bow items in build is really good, because you can just put these items on Zed. And he just finds the Renekton, and then he can go for Ashe later if he finds especially like another Laser Core. Why is it? This is giving me a headache. Honestly, I mean, yeah, it's having in Renekton, right? For brawler for Sejuani, so Sejuani guaranteed cast. This guy has a Fiddlesticks on 4-3. I mean, I guess that's possible, right? And he has Rich Get Richer, so he was able to push 8. This is actually a very top-heavy lobby. He's 79 HP at second, and Emily Wang is at 46 HP in third. He's just up a whole 33 HP for no reason. But I suppose if you find the Sejuani so early, you have Morello's, it does make a lot of sense to pivot into Laser Core more so. And now he's able to hit 6. And the cool thing about it is that, like, you don't actually have to really worry about having too much of a front line. Half your damage comes from one unit having, like, 8 lasers, and then they just smack someone, kill them, and you heal with Bloodthirsters. Oh, not Bloodthirsters. What's this augment called? Thrill of the Hunt? Like, did you see that lady? She was going off. Also, I have a hard time to adjust by what people buy. Like, adjusting to, like, other people's boards. Honestly, if you're in silver, I really wouldn't do it. I would not pay attention to what other people are buying. I'll pay attention more to what you're buying first. One of the big rules about TFT is first you focus on you, then you focus on other people. And then when you're in good a position, you can figure out about what you're doing. Right? Like, you set up your board before you start scouting, right? Like, you make sure your board... I mean, obviously, like, positioning is relevant to scouting, but stuff like that. These items are not great. Assuming he wants... I mean, I guess he might be able to go Laser Core Bel'Veth here. I see a lot of people hold Yasuo's. I think that's crazy. He's got Zed. He hit Fiddlesticks earlier. And he got Hacker in. I would put these items on Bel'Veth for now, actually. But maybe not. Maybe just Laser Core. Oh, no, he just put the items on Bel'Veth. I was like, it's a 2-star unit? This person also has 2-star Talia, which instantly wipes your entire team. Talia is really good into Laser Core, which is funny because I'm pretty sure she's not good into anything else. And he just rolls it down the entire time. And despite the fact that on almost every other board you want Urgot. Oh, okay. He is grabbing Urgot. I find that oftentimes I am just not able to fit it at all. So maybe he's going to find some cool way to fit Urgot in. Maybe just instead of this Bel'Veth, since he has a spatula. Yeah, I only do like 1 or 2 builds, teams, and that's all I know. I don't think Urgot's better. Maybe I'm wrong. I would not put Urgot in. Or a Fiddlesticks? I think Fiddlesticks is so much better, but who knows? Maybe it's better for Bel'Veth, since it kind of like pulls people in so she doesn't have to do this flying around stuff. Whereas Fiddle just does like a general CC and damage. And yeah, he's kind of just wiping the board with everyone. I've also seen Ionic Spark on Zed work a lot. I know a lot of people really like Ionic Spark on Zed too. It's so weird because you can put almost any items on Zed. He actually has really clean positioning here. Like, going 9's probably a grief because, like, having Spirit of the Exile and having everyone not touch each other is such a miserable experience. Trying to force Yumi reroll. Interesting. I have not been able to get the new Yumi reroll to work at all. And it looks like it's actually winning out over him. Which is fine. Which is cool. I also haven't gotten Draven to work, though. I think the reroll comps are just too circumstantial for me. I just don't get it. He's got his little Star Guardian pyramid. We'd love to see it. Bel'Veth actually kind of does a lot of work there. It really helps that they have this Thrill of the Hunt. Laser Core with Thrill of the Hunt's one of the best things you can have. Because the drones count for it, so you just have like one unit that like all your other Laser Core units die, and then your main Laser Core unit gets like 8 drones, and it also procs if they get hit, so they don't even have to be attacking. They'll just be like hit, like a Sejuani can get hit. It'll like one-shot a unit, and then suddenly they just have 700 HP. And it just happens over and over and over again. Every like, what, 0.2 seconds or 0.5 seconds it can proc? Oh, it's so good. I am really surprised he has Urgot in. I also find that my Zed always likes to run frontline whenever I run it in the middle. I wonder if there's like... I feel like he just doesn't target backline. This is also a really hard matchup. Just because if your Zed tries to kill the mech unit, like what are you supposed to do? So yeah, now you have to have your Sejuani like all the way off in the corner or some kind of weird thing going on. Just because you can't have them touching when you're level 9, it's so weird to fit it all on the board. Like, okay, but he does beat out the... Actually, Mordekaiser, I keep on forgetting to mention this, but Mordekaiser is so pivotal to this whole comp. He does so much damage. Now, he only does 1 cast, right? But he gets so many people low HP, and they just die so much faster than they otherwise would. Compared to, like, what else was in here? A Renekton? Yeah, no. It's so much value over a Renekton. It's kind of like 6 Renegade in that I feel like it's almost a grief to try and go for like 9 Laser Core when you could just build 6 Laser Core with like Hacker and then like a bunch of other good units. Like this Bel'Veth 2 is doing great. This Urgot 2 is doing great. You almost probably could put these items onto Urgot and then get in a second Mordekaiser. I wonder if that would do more damage. He's even considering it. You could also get another Frontliner or maybe throw in another Mordekaiser or another Fiddlesticks. The only problem is Urgot is so like, he doesn't move, he can't dodge anything. His Fiddle just did not cast. I did have a 1-star Fiddle in a previous game. It was a 1-star Fiddle with Ionic Spark and a Rabadon's beat out a 2-star Fiddle when they both had both our teams fully died aside from that, and my 1-star Fiddle beat his 2-star Fiddle. Items on Fiddle are actually so freaking good. I didn't realize you got ads. Watching VODs, my bad. Okay, so we're back. And Bel'Veth is actually doing a lot. I guess it really helps to have a secondary carry, you know? And then we already know he beats the Yuumi out. Oh, yeah, no. First place. The guy lost to a ghost, I guess, or he quit. That was a pretty good game. I actually really like that. And if it was helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. And check me out on Twitch. Link is in the description down below.